Tento's family. Oh shit. I'm over here stepping on Draco's Kong. My bad. We had to restart that. How y'all doing today, Tento's family? Yo, today we got topics. And I guess it's kind of a serious topic and it's something that I guess I wanted to be, I wanted to, I guess, talk about for a while. And it's about trauma. And I guess trauma could be a real pain in the ass, because trauma can put you in a position of where you won't move, basically staying in the same spot, not seeing what doors are opening and which ones to close. Trauma can put you in a position to love the wrong person. Trauma can put you in a position of being around the wrong people and having the wrong friends, being in the wrong influences. Trauma can also sabotage your situations and your relationships with the ones you love or the ones you're trying to build friendships with. Trauma for me, it was really hard because I didn't have an easy upbringing, like at all. Some days definitely were easier than others, and I'll get more in depth about like what happened, but this isn't gonna be like a full life story. It's just gonna be talking and covering the basis of trauma. And so, and sorry, chewing my neurogum. But yeah, so trauma could be a real pain in the ass, and when you live through traumatic experiences for so long, I guess you develop a perspective around the world that things always might go wrong, or you develop a perspective of not ever feeling safe, or even in the times you are safe you feel like what can go wrong next. And trauma also can make you kind of a mean person, and I talk about that from experiences because I've been through a lot of trauma. I've been through me helping someone down to my last dollar and them leaving me out there on the street, to, you know, spoiling exes and getting them everything they needed, and for them just to leave me, or, want to be with someone else, or, I guess all the trauma that I went through, it gave me a perception of people, but not in the good way. I always felt like everybody had ulterior motives. They always had a different intention than what they were showing to me. And to be honest with you, it probably ruined a lot of good relationships for me because I had to think and sit there and really realize, what if some of those people were really true to their word? And what if some of those people were really good for me? But I was so paranoid and so caught up in my trauma that I went ahead and sabotaged anything that I had with that, whether it was a friendship, relationship, family, whatever. And trauma can put you in a position of being a jerk. So, what I mean by that is having so many defense mechanisms. And I'm someone that lives with defense mechanisms. Like, for example, I could be literally having a normal conversation with somebody, and we could be agreeing on the same thing, but just because their voice is getting a little heightened, I start raising my voice and start, taking it the wrong way. But they probably just had a passion for the conversation, you know, or you have certain trauma with, you handled situations in your past a certain way and it worked in your favor that way, whether it was somewhat violent or somewhat manipulating, and you see that it worked for you in that way. So you live out your other situations, on the borderline of violence or, manipulation, just to basically, have things benefit you. And especially when I was a drug, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but especially when I was in addiction, I I used a lot of people, and it wasn't because I saw it for my own personal gain. Yeah, at the end of the day, I had something to gain from it, but it was because I had so much trauma where I kept thinking, "Oh, well, I'm gonna get you before you get me." You know what I mean? And I basically was out after everybody because I thought they were all after me. And still to this day, I have people that don't like me. Still to this day, I got people looking for me in my name and whatever, because I used to live a way different lifestyle than you guys see on this internet, on the TV or video or whatever. I lived a whole different lifestyle. I'm talking about when you really don't know someone, you really don't know someone, because I had to change every aspect of myself and become a whole family man. Like when I was really running it and gunning it, I wasn't lying. Like that's real truth. And like slinging and doing stupid stuff. Like I can't really get too much into it, but yeah, like, and I'm not even happy about some shit, but I got away with a lot of shit. But I got caught with a lot of shit too. So yeah, trauma can really put you in a position of negative negativity. And when I realized, like, after I got out of jail the fifth time, I realized that we can break our trauma, we can break our curses, we can literally break the generational trauma, and it all starts with us. It all starts with me, and it all starts with you. You know, I don't want my kids to go through the same trauma I went through, let alone I don't want my kids to go through the same trauma my wife went through. They have their own traumas and they experience them in their own ways, but they don't need to be traumas that I went through as a kid, let alone something you went through as a kid. You want better for your children as I want better for mine. So this topic was serious. I just wanted to talk about trauma. And what traumatic experiences did you guys go through that, self-sabotage your future or put you in a position to make a decision or make plans over your plans over your plans when if you would have just stuck to the first plan, you would have made something great? Why do we allow our self-trauma and our personal trauma to basically radiate out into the world and put other people in a position of them seeing and feeling our trauma when instead rather let's talk about our trauma. Let's figure out why we're feeling this way. Let's figure out, why we weren't able to break the curse, or what positions are you putting yourself in today that is still coinciding with your trauma. you know what triggers your trauma. And I had to find all these things in within myself, what triggered it. um I got to the point where now I can literally predict when something might trigger my trauma so I can avoid that. And it's crazy because I got to the point where it never fails me. Like before, I would just be making plans over my plans and then would be like, oh, well, let me make a plan over this so I don't get fucked over in this. But the original plan would have went so smooth, and just because I made a plan over that plan due to paranoia, I went through a terrible situation when I could have just went through the original plan. So yeah, being able to identify, when you're being triggered or when your traumatic experiences are trying to basically blindside you and give you, um, you know, basically blind judgment, you know, or if you're able to work through your traumas, leave down in the comments. Maybe you could help someone who's going through trauma right now. What did you do? What outlets did you have to help you with your trauma? Did therapy work for you, or did it not work for you? Did having a good support system work for you, or did it not work for you? Do you guys smoky time, or do you not smoky time? And I'm not even being funny with that. With me, I mean, I smoke, but it helps me with a lot more. I don't do it just to smoke. Like, it's medicinal for me. And if you smoke and it's medicinal for you, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, just wanted to come on here and talk about trauma, make sure everybody's doing okay. Ten Toes family. Just wanted to get on the topic today and speak what's on my mind. And this is all freestyle. I don't have any of this written. I don't have, a prompt screen or this and that. This is just me and you, just right here, right now. And, vibing. And I'm glad you're here with me. And thank you. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'm glad that I'm able to touch your hearts in a certain way maybe someone else couldn't. Just want you guys to know that I'm here and we're building a great collective. So Tento's family, again, thank you very much, and just know that everything you're working for is just right around the corner. Stay consistent, stay focused. That's all we can do. But tomorrow I got another compilation coming through. Just keep hitting the videos, just keep hitting the videos. Yeah, but I gotta get ready for the rest of my day. I gotta get some rest, and then I gotta go into work in a few. So yeah, on to the next one, and see you later, Tentos family.